So welcome back, everybody. This is, I don't usually do an introduction in the middle of the video like this, but it's kind of how it worked out. This is one of those things that I have to do 2, maybe 3 times a year. This hill right here in our driveway, we've got a gravel driveway, and this hill right here comes right out of our yard, and it's very steep. I've got the camera level. I'm not sure how much justice it actually does to the steepness of this hill, but it's the steepest hill that we have here, and we get a lot of water that goes down it. So I have to put gravel on it. I have to ditch it so that the water runs off of it, and I just have to generally keep it in decent repair. And of course sometimes the ditches fail and water goes down it and I have to replace the gravel. That's why we keep a stockpile of gravel, so that we can make sure we keep our driveway in good working condition. So I'm really thankful to have that little Ford 3000 with the dirt pan on it. It doesn't do as much gravel at one time as something like a bucket on the front would, but it does a heck of a lot better job than what I used to do. I'm not sure if I've shared this on the channel before. This is I'm the 3rd generation to own this property, this 3rd generation family land here. And when I was much younger, I would have to repair the driveway to fill in potholes and stuff like that, and I had the 4-wheeler, actually the same 4-wheeler that I'm using now, and a little green wagon that went behind it. And I had to load the trailer with a shovel by hand, and then I had to unload it by hand. So this is much faster. And of course I would, how kids do, I had to make sure I got as much gravel in that trailer as I could, and I must have hauled 10 tons of gravel with that thing over the years, but it got the job done, and I guess it taught me the value of hard work. But anyway, thankfully I've got the little 3000 Ford now, and it makes it a good bit easier. But ditches for this driveway are really critical, because if we don't ditch it, water will run straight down the edge of it and create ruts, like I said. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean out this ditch right here. Basically this ditch diverts the water off of the road so that it just kind of goes down this hill and into the pond and leaves our driveway alone. But this is the main ditch for this part of the driveway, and if we don't keep this one in good working order, it'll fail. And all of that water that comes out of the yard, which is a lot, will go straight down the driveway and create ruts and all kinds of different problems. So let's clear this one out, get the leaves out, and re-ditch it. We're expecting some rain later in the week, and we want to make sure we're well prepared for that. Not sure how well y'all can see this, but this is pretty much just a big rut filled with gravel. So there's some dirt here too, but it's mostly gravel. So the water filters down through there, kind of like a French drain almost. And so there's not a whole lot of washing that occurs right here. It's a pretty good spot. And then it goes into this ditch portion right here and goes off into the woods and stays off of the driveway. The second one's pretty similar. Let's go to it and see what it needs. So as you can see, this part of the driveway is a lot flatter than what we were just dealing with. It's not graded really significantly one way or the other, and that can create a problem because the water tends to go straight down the middle of the driveway, and also it's at the top of a hill. So once the water goes over that hill, it picks up speed, and faster water, of course, creates more damage. So really this area needs more gravel on it, but if you have a driveway that's sandy or is you just have a small amount of gravel in your driveway and you don't have access to a whole bunch more and don't feel like buying anymore, I'll show y'all how I ditch this driveway to keep the water off of it in these critical areas and prevent further water damage. So guys, that's pretty much it. This is obviously a fairly crude and primitive way to do it. Make sure you let your wife know before she comes down the driveway and finds out the hard way that you have pulled the ditches out. But other than that, you should be okay. There was a time when this driveway probably had 9 or 10 ditches total on it. I'm down to a point now where this is actually just about the only one. Every now and then I'll put 1 or 2 in other places in problem areas to get the water off, but this is really the only obtrusive one that's in the driveway anymore, because I've either taken the box blade or the scraper and I've kind of graded the driveway gradually so that the water runs off to one side. Once that happens, like you saw on the first hill, you can kind of create a little small ditch that'll carry the water away from the road. And that's really your best bet, to have a proper grade on your driveway in the first place so that you don't have those kind of problems. But if you do have problem areas like this one, this is an option. This is a very cost-effective option. If you've got a shovel, you can do this, and relatively soft ground, you can do this. If you don't want to hire somebody to bring you a bunch of gravel, or if you don't want to hire somebody to bring out a dozer or whatever they need to bring and grade your driveway, this will get the job done. And we've been doing it like this for decades now, and it's effective. You may have to do it 2 or 3 times a year. The more you do it, of course, the less you have to do it, or the less labor intensive it is when you do have to do it. And it's just one of those things. It's bumpy. Think of it as having a few speed bumps down your driveway, but it's a lot better than having a rutted out driveway, I promise you. So that's all I've got. I hope this video was helpful. Just a little cost-effective way to keep your driveway in good working order. This is the way that we have done it here for a very long time, and it has served us pretty well. So that's all I've got for this video. I will see y'all next time.